waiting to be relieved from my first job of the day. And while I'm waiting for the next person to get here, this is what they do. They'll harass me and torture me. They'll blast me in the fucking brain, blast me in the testicles while I'm waking up. And it's a constant thing. It's a constant thing. It's 24 hours a day that this is going on. I'm going to pick up some technology really fast so I can show that this is happening, because that's one of the things that I like to do. It's one of the things that makes my channel different than all the other targeted people, is that we use technology every single day to show that this is truly happening. So you don't have to just listen to only a testimony. You also see that there is at least a phenomenon happening scientifically as well. And that phenomenon today is radar dew again. Okay, so I'm being pulsed with radar dew. You see this super strong pulse on the right hand side, and then this pulse in the middle here. Now when I put my hand on here, as it does every single time, the value should increase. Hand off, hand on. And we're getting such a huge pulse over here that's sweeping into the environment. It is making it kind of difficult right now to show, as well as my camera quality is complete dog shit right now for whatever reason. I'd like to think that that is CISA and our moderators and the mobile connection being fucked with, because never is the quality so terrible. But no matter what, you see this narrowband activity pulsing in here, and that is enough, believe it or not, to do everything that they want to do. So they just said never fuck with him, and that was at the exact tempo that it just came in on the radios. And that's more attempted communication, as is that. So when they're speaking, it's clear to me. I can hear it clearly out of the ripples, and that's why when I use the software to find radio, it's getting pretty easy for me to dial it in exactly where they are, because, like, for example, on the radio, you can change a couple filters and see that that is indeed their communication right there. But with these radios, you're not really able to, you don't have all those options. So all of this is an attack. So every single time you hear this fluctuation change, that means that we're picking up an abnormality in this incoming radio frequency energy. Now, it's not just an abnormality in a sine wave, because a sine wave fluctuating isn't abnormal, that's regular. But in these radar pulses, for this to populate and then go away, or frequency hop, or to remain constant at that value, that's all irregular, and I'll tell you why. Because somebody's got to transmit that. Now, what you're transmitting is that you're transmitting at a dangerous range of frequencies that's extremely, extremely long range. There's no equipment on my desk where I'm trying to be any part of this. I'm just trying to attenuate/absorb it after the fact, because I'm being tortured and harmed by it. So I am not doing anything to receive this signal. Well, that's not entirely true. I'm trying to receive the signal now with the spectrum analyzer and these radios, but prior to me recording, they were just blasting me with this, and I could feel it. So now I am recording it to show accountability. I'm showing a spectrum analyzer to show that, yeah, we're being absolutely pulsed with frequency hopping, pulse radar band modulation. And then I've got these radios here to help absorb, attenuate some of the attack, some of the blast. So this is really what happens 24 hours a day. 24 hours. And this is the dance party filter. And even with the dance party filter on, the harassment continues. We could go to the 8mm filter. We could go to the documentary filter. I like this one. This is cool. I like documentaries also. And still, the same illegal, corrupt bullshit is here. We could go to the sketch filter because of how ridiculously sketchy all of this is. How do you call a law enforcement agency, tell them that modern terrorism and torture is happening, it's being inflated for fucking profits, and nobody does anything about it? How is there 3 FBI whistleblowers in May of 2023, and now we're just completely on to the next? Hunter Biden and Joe Biden have got to be some of the most corrupt political families we've ever seen. You know what I mean? George Bush, false flag attack in Iran, or false flag war effort in Iraq and Iran is horrible also. But good God, just completely stealing money and having a whole fraud case come back to you and your family and no impeachment ever happens. It just kind of makes me wonder, like, what's the point? I'm trying to be optimistic. I don't want to be pessimistic to my people here, to anybody. I like to be a good energy and good vibe, but, like, geez Louise, man, that is some crazy shit. And I'm going to stop for right now because I'm not trying to just ramble and waste everybody's time. Is your focus, no pun intended, on the radio frequency stuff, because that's really the problem in our lives. I know for a fact this radar do is used discreetly while they talk behind the scenes and say, oh, it's not high power microwave. These guys are fucking nuts. They must be having a mental health problem. No, you can do the same thing with radar pulse, guys. So everybody have a great day.